Many people tell me that they can't travel because they have to work so many hours every single week. And I believe that in most cases, it's simply a misconception. It's that limiting belief. And of course, I understand that everybody has a different situation, different circumstances. If you are working in a job that requires you to work 80, 90 hours a week, including the weekends, of course, it is pretty challenging to travel. I mean, it's almost impossible. However, if you work for a normal company, normal working hours, 9 to 5 or maybe 8 to 8, and you have your free weekends, I believe that you can definitely organize trips abroad. And if you believe that you can't, it's probably because you've never put enough effort to really think about it, to think outside the box, to think about all the possibilities. And there are so many possibilities. And as I said in other videos, whenever you doubt what's possible, look at your phone, look at your laptop, look at that plane that's flying there and realize that once upon a time it was just in somebody's imagination. It wasn't real, but somebody had enough belief to make it happen. So when you look at all of these things and then you think about your situation, oh, I can't travel because I have to work, you realize that is not really a big deal, it's not really such a big problem. You can figure it out if you think outside the box. Now, I would like to share with you my personal situation. A couple of years ago, I used to have a bit different life. I used to work in investment banking back in London. And before I started my new job, many people were telling me, you know what, Jimmy, your life will change now. You will not be able to travel because you will have to work so many hours every single day. I mean, it's simply impossible. You will be too busy. You will be too tired to even think about it. But I decided to prove them wrong. And I have to admit, I had some self-doubt, okay? I was thinking, wow, maybe they are right. Maybe I'm throwing this all away. Maybe I can't travel anymore. Perhaps I will just stay in London, forever. But then what I realized is that if you really put an effort to think outside the box, you can make things happen. So what I would do is I would organize trips abroad for the weekend. So on Friday evening, I would take my backpack and I would go straight from the office to the airport and jet off to some cool destination like Barcelona, Madrid, Rome, and so on. And I would spend there 2 or sometimes even 3 nights. Sometimes I would come back to London on Monday morning, put on my suit, go straight to the office. And some people thought that I was crazy, but I really enjoyed it. And the funny thing was that these trips were not really very expensive. I mean, when I was searching for flights with Ryanair, Wizz Air, EasyJet and other airlines, I could find flights for as little as 40, 50, 60 pounds return. Now the same with accommodation. I mean, using Hostelworld, Booking.com and so on, I could find really good accommodation for 40, 50, 60 pounds for all the nights. And I would spend the same amount of money roughly on entertainment and food. So essentially, one weekend abroad would cost me between 120, 140 and 200 pounds. Now the funny thing was that when I would go back to the office on Monday morning, many people would ask me, like, why do you have tan? Why are you so tanned? You're so brown. And they would think that I went to the sunbed. And my response was, man, I just went to Barcelona for the weekend. And their response, how come? How is it possible? We saw you in the office on Friday evening. And then I would respond, yes, but I jetted off to Barcelona on Friday evening and I came back last night. And many of my colleagues would be wondering, how was it possible? They were saying, how come you can't do this? I mean, it just seems like it's too tough to do it. And some of them would tell me that they don't have enough money to make it happen. But the funny thing was that many of these people were actually making more money than me. They were very senior in the company. They were making a lot of money. And while I was enjoying myself in Madrid or Barcelona or Prague or Budapest or any other cool destination, they were spending the same amount of money in the clubs of Mayfair, okay? Where you pay 20 pounds for the entry to the club, you pay 20, 25 pounds for one drink, you have 2,000-3,000 pound bottles if you want. Everything's pretty much very expensive. So they would spend the same amount of money partying in London as I spent living my dream life in some cool destination, feeling truly alive, okay? Now, one benefit of engaging in those trips abroad was that I felt truly alive and I felt like I was buying myself more time. Because what was happening is, time is just the perception. Time is not real. It's all about, how you perceive your time. And I'm sure that you traveled in time before. I mean, you may think that I'm crazy when I'm saying this, but you had situations when you got a little bit too drunk and then you had time travel, okay? You basically wake up in the morning, oh, what happened, okay? So time is just perception. Time is not real. It's what you make out of your time. So when I would travel abroad, even for 2 days, I would have so many different emotions, so many different experiences. You know, just the sole fact of going to the airport, you enter the plane, you jet off, you know, you're flying for 2-3 hours. Then you arrive, you know, the climate is different, the temperature, everything is different, different smells, new people, all these different experiences. Sometimes it's overwhelming, right? So much stimuli that when you come back to London after 2 days, it feels like you've been away for a week, okay? It seems like you've been away for a week. And that was really amazing because I could really switch off. I could really unplug, relax, alleviate the stress I accumulated throughout the week. And it was a great, great feeling. And this is one of the reasons why I'm making this video, because I know that sometimes when you work for this job, you know, you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, you feel like it's mission impossible. It feels like you can't make it happen. But I really encourage you to sit down and push yourself to think outside the box. Push yourself to figure out what you can do in your particular situation, how you can adjust your circumstances and create the new ones to make it your reality. And I'm not saying that you have to go nuts. You don't need to go to all these different countries like me. You don't need to travel every single week. This is not what I'm asking you to do. But what I'm asking you to do is to really reconsider what's possible, to think about restructuring your lifestyle, to basically travel more, okay? To realize that it's possible and think about it in the context of your own life, of your own situation. So take a piece of paper, sit down, figure out what you can do to make it happen. And I encourage you to take very small steps. And by the way, sorry for the wind. It starts getting really windy now and very cloudy. Now, I encourage you to start small, because if you try to start big, what's going to happen is you may procrastinate. If you try to plan this huge trip, you know, and you've never traveled abroad during the weekend just like this, then you may feel a bit overwhelmed. You may never take an action. So what I encourage you to do is to pick a random destination. Simply go to one of these web pages with cheap flights. Just find the cheapest flight possible for Friday evening and return on Sunday evening, just so we feel comfortable. Choose a random destination, book a cheap flight, even if it's just one night, because what's going to happen is you're going to break out of your comfort zone. You will push yourself, and once you do it for the first time, your life will change, because you will realize what's possible. You have an amazing experience. I can guarantee you that you will feel like you're living a dream life. It's an amazing thing. You know, one place, you're just finishing working in the office, you're very tired, and then boom, after a few hours, totally different place, different weather, different language, everything is different, okay? You realize what's possible, and that's when you're gonna get this travel bug. That's when everything will change. You will refine what's possible, and I can guarantee you that, you know, your lifestyle will be way more exciting. So make sure that you think about this concept. I hope that it was some good food for thought for you. Now, if you enjoyed this video, you want to see more of those videos, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Also, you can go to my channel page and see other videos I made around the world. I mean, some of them will definitely apply to your situation. So guys, that's it for today. I would like to wish you an amazing day. I'm gonna see you soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it and it gave you some good food for thought. Now, if you liked it, please click like, and also make sure that you subscribe to my channel, because the truth is that it doesn't cost you anything. It takes only 2 seconds, but whenever I post new content, you'll be updated. Also, if you think that somebody may benefit from this video, please share it via Twitter or Facebook. Share it with your friends. Maybe they will enjoy it as well. I would like to wish you all the best and have a great day.